Hello and welcome to another Daily Muppet. In today's video, we have to talk about Johnny Evans, talk about Amrabat, Takeover, and our least favorite topic once again. All right. I think this is yesterday's overlay, so I'm going to switch it because it's going to take 2 seconds and I don't feel like restarting. All right. So first and foremost, overnight you got news coming out from Samuel Luckhurst that people around Sheikh Jassim and the Qatar camp feel that they have not had a response to their last bid, and that some people around the process at this point in time feel that the takeover is essentially off, or that there is that the club is not really for sale. I think there's more to come about this. I think there's more to come about this, frankly. And I think that there's going to be things coming out. I think it's a correct report, in my opinion, from information that I've had, that the Glazer siblings have not been able to agree for some time now. And as such, the takeover is effectively on hold. I've heard from people that they're kind of still in standby on the Ineos side. They're still in standby. They're still remaining in there. But at the moment, it's not active. It's not like there's something they're working on to get a deal done. I've heard from people around Sir Jim Ratcliffe's side of things that the feeling is a sale is not looking good. And then effectively, of course, combining this with the whole thing, which is that, with the reports today that the sale is effectively kind of dead, that they don't think it's actually for sale, that Qatar don't think it's going to happen, that they're not getting responses. I don't think this is a one side versus the other type of thing. I think that it is a matter of potentially the thing isn't for sale. Now we get to watch this guy absolutely fly through mowing the lawn behind me again, like last Friday's video or the one before. But yeah, it just, unfortunately, that's what it looks like. And it feels like it's been going this way for a little while now, that the takeover was pretty much stalled or stopped or not going to happen. It should have happened. It went dead. It went silent. And essentially, I think that, the factors that come into it are the things that we've kind of touched on. The Glazers see a very large upside in they see a large upside in owning the club, and some things that have happened. You have an easier path to qualifying for the Champions League moving forward, a bigger Champions League group, which means more money, more games, new international TV deals to come, all of that. They obviously can run the club and keep it going without a takeover. That much is true. They're set to have their biggest year of this. They got this new Adidas deal, all the things that we've talked about, but they still cannot, as far as I can see, do things like the stadium unless they get some kind of partial buy-in, takeover, or loan. And the interest rates are still high, and that's still difficult. But part of what concerns me is it may not seem like a lot, and it's basic things that should have already been done. But I think it was, $1 million or 10 million for safe standing, some millions for the Wi-Fi, some other upgrades, something apparently they're planning to do with the roof. Why would they be putting that money in if they're on the cusp of refurbishing Old Trafford? Well, if they're on the cusp of building a new stadium, I guess you'd want to do that anyway, since it takes time. But the actions are not of someone who is on their way out and is passing the buck to somebody else. That's how it has felt for a long time, if we just want to look at it simply. The actions of the club have not been, for the past few months, like the actions of someone who is saying someone else is going to deal with it. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think that it is what it is. I think that it is what it is. I think it is I think this is where it's at, and I think that this is an accurate assessment of it, and I think that they're prepared to stay, and that does seem to be the reality. I mean, that seems to be that the way that things have been going for months, and so I think this is an accurate report, and I think it is what is happening, unfortunately, and I don't know what happens next. Like I said, my side of it and information and sources have always come from a certain angle and a certain direction, and that side of it it's dead, and from other sides of it now it seems to be coming out that it's dead. So is it dead? I mean, all the evidence seems to be piling up and suggesting that. Moving on to Johnny Evans, one of the pieces of news, I think I mentioned this about 2.5 weeks ago in a video, and that they were looking at offering Johnny Evans a 1-year contract or keeping him around for the next year, and it looks like that is what's happening. Erik ten Hag, I think, has confirmed that, and it's being reported that they're offering Johnny Evans another 1-year deal. I think it's likely. He was still with the team, even though he's not in the squad. He was with the team at Old Trafford. They like having him around as a senior presence and all that. It seems like it's kind of a gimme, like it's almost like a coaching or leadership role preference type of thing. Probably won't play much. Obviously, as well, they've had some injuries and things like that. Anyway, that's all I'm looking at. That's all I'm looking at. Yeah, so I think that they're probably going to be bringing Evans back, and Maguire not leaving. It's it's kind of stalled on the center back front, and it clearly kind of shows they're looking at next year for addressing the center back issue. And there's not much more to say about the center back side of things than that. I think it's pretty clear. There's a chance, obviously, that Maguire could go if another offer comes in late in the window. United are still preparing for the potential for opportunities. Like Erik ten Hag said, the time to strike, they're still looking at opportunities, but obviously they need outs for ins, and it gets a little more difficult day by day, and that becomes the challenge. And so, part of the distraction this morning, and where I feel very once again not fluid in the discussion of this whole thing, is that once again we're starting the day off, or for me starting the day off. It's hard to deal with this. Like, I wake up and it's 8 a.m., 9 a.m. for me when this kind of stuff is always coming out. So I gotta, it's like the whole day. I gotta start the day figuring this out. Obviously, I have a job and work and all of that, but start the day figuring out how to talk about this. And obviously, more news coming out from The Athletic. Obviously, there's somebody at United who's essentially just leaking the ongoings on this, probably someone who's unhappy with the situation, to The Athletic at this point in time. And the reports today are obviously about the detailed, drawn-up plans for Mason Greenwood's return that United had, their press plans, their PR plans, their coaching plans, their picture plans, their all of that. Most of it is fairly ordinary. Of course, it all stems back to the point of, if people are going to be very unhappy about Greenwood returning, they're going to be very unhappy about all of these plans and all the things that are going on. And at the crux of all of it, and I won't spend too much time, and I'll keep this video pretty brief today because I went over everything yesterday that I felt like going over, is they need to move forward with what they're going to do. This is all happening because they have not made their decision. They have not gone ahead with it. And, yeah, they have to do what they're going to do. They have to do what they're going to do. They have to do what they're going to do, and they have to go forward with it, and that's it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. They have to move forward on what they're going to do, because the longer it drags out, the worse this gets for everybody. And it's it's not good that they've allowed this to go on and on. There's things that to me are like whatever in all the reporting of all of this, but at the end of the day, it comes back to the club needing to make that decision and blowing it, and needing to make the call and blowing it, and needing to move ahead with this and delaying it and delaying it and delaying it, and it will get worse. I think I said this 2 days ago. Things are going to keep leaking out every single day until they make this decision, until they put this out there. That's it. With Amrabat, as I understand it, it seems like the Liverpool stuff was a little bit maybe overblown, as it seems, in terms of their interest in him. It looks like he's still just waiting for United. They probably, they want to get United to hurry up or something. But it sounds like from some of the reports that are out there and from people that I asked that the Liverpool stuff now is overblown. I was worried about that because of the new agents and all of that, but it sounds like it's overblown. Still waiting for United, but it's still about sell to buy. And so nothing's really changed there, but it's pretty much he's waiting for United, and there's not much in the Liverpool stuff. So that's really all I have there. I don't want to go on and on today. And then finally, in terms of the preview against Spurs, I would play the same 11 as last week with Jadon Sancho. That's it. I think it's that simple. I think Rasmus Højlund will be on the bench next week, not for Spurs. I think that he could be on the bench for Spurs, but I don't think he will be. I think that same 11, if Lissandro is healthy enough, same 11 with Sancho. That's all I would do. And I think that against Spurs, that would be very effective. They're very open. They're very, they play expansive. And I think that you need some control, but you need to have some of that. I think you need Rashford out wide making those runs. I think that's going to be one of the strongest things you can have. And so stick Sancho in the middle at the false nine, however you want to play him. But that's all I would do. That's all I would do. That's it. And I think it would be that simple. I think their problems are a little lesser. I think with playing a more expansive team, the way the setup looks is obviously going to play differently in game. Because it's going to be a bit more back and forth. And that's it, though. I would just play Sancho. I think that otherwise everybody else has to play themselves into fitness and into form. So that's what I've got for today. Not a most exciting video. Not some things I love talking about. The news is and everything that's been going on has not been great. Obviously, this last week's been challenging. Challenging as a fan and challenging to cover. The takeover stuff going the wrong direction, transfer stuff being stuck on hold, the Greenwood situation just endlessly dragging on, and etc. So we can only hope we have a good game of football on Saturday. Okay, thank you for watching today. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications on. I'm getting a new computer and probably webcam, so it'll fix this annoying thing where the color changes on my face constantly, because I don't know what the hell the reason is for that. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.